okay on Facebook too. You recording? No.
Yeah.
We got to record. Hang on. Hello, Instagram. Hello, Facebook. It is.
Uh-oh. Did we lose Bree?
It says you're the host now.
What? Hey, Facebook. I don't understand how we're still on Facebook if we lost Bree, but because I'm the host. Hey, Facebook, it's Beyond the Steps time until Bree comes back. Every week we have technical difficulties. So this is just one of the many technical difficulties we have every single week. So, but it's Beyond the Steps Day, and we're here talking with Ragan Brown about massage therapy and if it can help with injury prevention and optimal dance performance. Bree will be back on just as soon as she possibly can. Until then, just hang out for a second, and we'll be with you in just a minute. Because I can't start without Bree. Y'all know I can't do this by myself.
So I'm good on the phone, right?
Yep, you're good. You're not there yet. We can't log on to Facebook till Bree gets back on the phone.
Okay.
Or I might just go live on TPDC. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Make sure that I am live over here. I am. Why don't I see you go?
See me?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know why. I know. There's Apollo Performance. I'll pause this recording so we're not recording ourselves looking crazy. There we go. Now both of us are able to be seen here on Facebook. Thank you, Facebook, for logging in. Bree is back. I said I couldn't do it without my co-host. She's back. I can't manage.
I was just testing you. I just wanted to see if you really felt that way.
If I really loved you or not.
That's
I was
right.
just gonna go on with the show.
I just had to make sure.
Forget Bree.
Yeah, I just had to make sure. But you can see me right on Facebook.
Yep.
Okay, good.
Well, not yet. But
I'm not.
A second.
Oh, you can't?
Not yet.
Okay.
Sometimes it takes a while. There you are. You're up.
I am up. Okay. Okay, good. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Beyond the Steps. It's Friday at 2 p.m., which means it's Beyond the Steps Day. I'm Bree. This is Melissa McDaniel of Turning Point Dance Creations. And we're here every week. We cover topics that cover racism, gender inequity, sex abuse and prevention, nutrition, psychology, and of course, dance medicine and science. Our goal is to address one question every single week with a guest expert panelist. And we just have a really candid conversation where we learn, we provide evidence-based resources and research, and just give you perspective to get your mind turning, get your brain thinking, so that we can make improvements in our day-to-day life with the goal of let's make happier, healthier, safer dance spaces for all. So that is what we do. Beyond the Steps is studios for equity, prevention, and science. We appreciate you joining us today. We are live on Facebook and Instagram, and please share this conversation. This is something that we're learning right along with all of you. So if you have questions or comments as we're going, we encourage you to drop those in the chat. And yeah, we love hearing from you. We have a very special guest today. Melissa, why don't you talk about who we have today?
I'd love to. Bree, do you want to see if you can request Ragan on Instagram, because we don't have her up there yet?
Oh, yep. Okay, I can't request.
Okay, Bree, not Bree, Ragan. If you find Apollo, then you can request to be in her live.
Here it is.
Sorry,
Perfect.
guys.
We're almost there, y'all. We're getting there.
Okay, I see it now.
Wonderful.
Yep, got it.
Great. So just like Bree said, hey y'all, hey Instagram, welcome. Bree's been on for a little bit. She just talked about what we're going to talk about today. We have Ragan Brown with us, and we're going to talk about massage therapy and whether massage therapy can work in injury prevention as well as optimal dance performance. Amazing massage therapist. I'm going to talk a little bit about her. She's modest. So she's modest, so she doesn't want me to talk too much about her. I told her that I was gonna put in her bio that she was the ambassador to Ghana under the Obama administration, and she went to Harvard. But she wouldn't go for that. But Ragan Brown is the owner and lead therapist of Be Your After Total Wellness. She genuinely loves massage because it allows her to pour into and care for Black women specifically. Her ultimate goal is to create a safe space for people who feel free to truly decompress, relax, cocooned in what she calls woke comfort. Thank you, Ragan, for being here with us.
Hi, how's everyone doing today?
I'm doing fine now that we're here, finally. We have our friends joining. Get 'em Sean just joined. Mr. GQ79 just joined. Thank you. Y'all are here for this massage conversation. I feel you. I see you out there.
Love a good massage.
Yeah,
Love a good massage.
love a good massage. A good massage is absolutely necessary at all times for me. And Ragan gives great massages, by the way. That's a shameless plug for Be Your After here in Charlotte, North Carolina.
I'm jealous.
We'll talk about that. We will talk about that a little bit later, give you all the information. Come see. I'm sure Ragan travels. She's all about this life. But let's talk about this. So it's Women's History Month. So I want to start by talking about your passion for caring for women and Black women in particular. So tell us about why you have chosen to focus on health and wellness of women in your practice.
I actually got started in massage therapy as a client. I began a 130-pound weight loss journey about 7 years ago, and I incorporated running as a part of my weight loss journey. And I'm not sure who all is watching, but big booty problems when you are running, your back hurts. Mm-hmm. Your back hurts, your thighs hurt. I'm sure you experience that as dancers as well, with the repetitive motion and the bouncing and all of that. So I started going to get massages. I was going to an individual friend of mine, and I loved her space. I loved the energy. I loved how it felt welcome and opening. And when her line of work changed, I started going to Massage Envies. Mm-hmm. Now, no shade, but it isn't the same experience. It doesn't feel as welcoming, especially to me. I want to know that because my hair is coily, you're not going to be afraid to touch it. I want to know, that you're not going to be concerned about my eczema scars or think that some things that are specific to Black women. I wanted to provide a space for them to not have to worry about those things. I've had so many Black women come in and say, that they either went in and had a massage and it was painful or it was uncomfortable, or the thing I hear a lot is, oh girl, they were just rubbing lotion on me. You feel like you've wasted your money, especially as an athlete, especially as someone who's going in for, stress relief. You go in with a goal, you want to feel like you've accomplished that. And I was finding that it was harder for Black women to find that. Or if they did find it, it wasn't in a space that was welcoming. It wasn't in a space that catered to them, because I couldn't find it for myself. So I created it. This space, cultivate is meant for women here. You can come in here, you can leave your bonnet on, or you can take your wig off. Whatever. There's a coat rack over here. Hang your rig on it. I literally have clients. You need to feel comfortable to do that. You also need to feel comfortable as a woman to not have to worry about your body image or worry about your cellulite or worry about, your hairy legs. Child, I don't care. That's traction.
It keeps the slip from happening.
Yes. I love it.
And I've had women literally say, well, yeah, my massage therapist is a man, so I got to shave my legs. Girl, first of all, if he's a professional, that shouldn't matter. Let's put that out there, period, point blank. A professional massage therapist does not care if you're ashy or hairy or any of those things. But I also didn't want you to have an environment where you felt the need to have to worry about those things at all. Come as ugly as you want. I do. Right. So I just I created that space because I could not consistently find it for myself, but I also couldn't find the work that I wanted either. I couldn't find someone who would work my shoulders the way that I needed to. I couldn't find someone who would work my feet the way that I needed to. I couldn't find someone who also, as a Black woman, I found that it was hard for people to accept and apply my feedback. Or I didn't feel comfortable giving my feedback because I didn't know how to use my voice. That is the thing that I am huge with in here. Speak up. You shouldn't be uncomfortable. You don't have to suffer. Even if if I'm doing something and it's uncomfortable, but you feel like, oh, that's it. That's it. No, don't thug it out. We will always find another way to get you that same goal that is comfortable, that is not counterproductive. And I could not find that space. I couldn't find that work that I needed. I couldn't find someone who looked like me that provided it. So I became it.
Good for you.
That is awesome. Thank you so much. I know, and here I go. I'm already going off on a tangent. We haven't even gotten into the first question, Bree, but talking about Black women and using their voice, do you think that some of the issue or challenge with the experience that Black women have is due to the fact that a lot of massage therapists, and I don't know how penetrated the market is with Black massage therapists, but that they don't know how to relate to Black women, or they're scared to, or there's this idea that, I don't want to say something wrong or do something wrong because this person is a person of color.
Well, I mean, the very first issue that I think about is our hair. I went to school with massage therapists of other cultures. How do I ask you, can I touch your hair? How do I know if your hair is real? How do I know, these are legitimate concerns that a massage therapist has. And as opposed to, feeling comfortable to ask this woman, or you feeling comfortable to say, girl, these tracks are new, these braids are fresh, whatever the situation may be, you take all of the outside world and feeling like your needs don't matter, and you take that into your massage. And the outside world also feels like your needs don't matter, and they bring it to the massage. And so I'm teaching my clients, no, girl, tell me what you need. I want to live. But more importantly, all of the things that you don't even know you need to say, I'm going to teach you. Because we have to. And it's definitely a market that it needs the representation, because Black women and women specifically have specific, how many women don't know they can go and get a massage while they're on their period?
Yeah.
Do you know how good it is? I was about to cuss professionally. Do you know how good that feels to get a massage on the first day of your cycle when your back is killing you?
Yeah, that's a great
point.
Women
think, oh no, I can't come. Girl, you better come in here. Let me love on you. And and that's a conversation that they're either uncomfortable to have with their male therapist, or the assumption is there. So you need these spaces so that you can learn, so that someone is open and receptive to telling you, and so that you learn the voice. And then once you use it in here and you get comfortable with it, I see it translate into other places as well. And that's the ultimate goal.
That's great.
So massage therapy is often thought of as being for relaxation only. But there are different types of massage that serve different purposes, right? Can you talk about a few of those and the benefits of each?
Sure. So when you think of a massage, you typically think of, just to be frank, a willowy white lady in a cushy white robe sipping cucumber water. That's right?
Yes.
That's what you think about. You think about a spa day. And that's a Swedish massage. That's definitely a real thing. But for me, I don't like that. I don't get anything out of that. So what I do is more along the lines of what we would call body work.
We're gonna talk about that later.
I know that's down the list, but so it's more of a recuperative therapeutic approach where, yes, you do relax because a massage is going to give you the touch, the pressure, the stroke. But I'm also, when I notice that your foot has tension, or your shoulders are tight, or that your lats or your delts or your quads, things that your hips are out of alignment. These are things that I also can go in to an extent and either help you to repair, help you to properly realign, improve circulation to those areas so that you can get relief. And it's not just oh, I've had a great day. This was a nice birthday present. It's a recuperative, physical, tangible, quantifiable benefit to your body
Mm-hmm.
that
So
is more
for
a massage. So that's going to be things like deep tissue work, cupping, using massage guns, K-taping, which I'm not sure if you all, which is like literally putting tape on your body.
Mm-hmm.
There's different types of tools that you can use, different pressure, using your elbows, using your feet. I mean, there's literally anything that you can think of out there. And it just depends on the goal of the massage. And so it's
Mm-hmm.
definitely not the cushy robe. You can come in here and you can definitely get that. And I want you to get that here because
Mm-hmm.
Black women need that, women need that.
Mm-hmm.
But when we're talking about women, we're also talking about, financial discrepancies. You don't have money to just do that. You
Mm-hmm.
feel good and feel better. And
Right.
so that's where the difference in finding a therapist who is integrative and can give you the relaxation and give you the therapeutic benefits comes into play. And
Mm-hmm.
finding someone who is a good fit is key. You got to
Right.
try out like shoes.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So for
Ragan,
dancers,
go ahead.
who carry a lot of tension, their muscles are really strong. This body work almost sounds like exactly what they need to be doing. And I think people don't realize that, that body work and having somebody to go, okay, you're hurting here, but it could come from your hips. It could come from your lower spine, all the things where you can identify. It seems so much more beneficial for athletes and dancers specifically to be able to come and see somebody like you, because I think that we're very aware of our bodies and you're able to work with that and work within that scope. But should there be a point where this work is painful? Because I've had massages before where it's just downright painful and uncomfortable, right? Like, so when you're in there and you're getting body work done and you're somebody who has, like, my back and my shoulders are really strong and I require a pretty hard, firm massage, right? But there's times where it's been almost like too much. Should it ever be painful?
No, in short, no.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No, actually, let me go back. That's a hard hell no.
Mm-hmm. That's a
Professional
cuss.
cussing, love it.
Professional cuss. Hell no.
Yep.
And I'm saying this, of course, everything has exceptions and caveats, but I'm definitely saying this specifically for women
Mm-hmm.
because we don't speak up.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's very easy to get to a point where something hurts because, oh, this is therapeutic. This is going to make me feel better. I literally say that at the beginning of every session with a new client. Even if it feels like something magic is going to happen, don't thug it out.
Mm-hmm.
It's counterproductive to be in pain, period.
Mm-hmm.
And a knowledgeable body worker can achieve the same goal. Honestly, it may take a little longer, to be honest, without hurting you. You just, you don't fix pain with more pain. It doesn't make any sense.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that, that's how I feel about it. It's definitely not something that should ever be painful. It may be slightly uncomfortable. You may have a moment where it's a little bit too much pressure, but you need to speak up. You shouldn't go into it thinking I'm looking for this result and this result requires discomfort, because it
Right.
doesn't. It just does not.
Thank you. That's great.
And it's not necessary ever.
Uh-huh. I mean, I know that sometimes you're like, "Ooh, that hurts really good," but that's not where you should be trying to go with the massage. Specifically when you're doing, the hood at home massages, where people decide that they're gonna dig in your back with their elbow.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what I call a civilian massage, and that's a no.
Yeah.
Civilian massage.
Civilian
Yeah.
massage.
I love it. A civilian massage.
So
okay.
Definitely when you're doing like self-care at home, it definitely should not be uncomfortable.
Right.
And if you do at any point during your session with a professional feel discomfort, it should be fleeting and you should speak up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you. Liz Kessler on Zoom says, I wish someone had told me that a long time ago. My current massage therapist is great, though, but sounds like Liz has had some bad experiences. So, yeah, this is great information. Ragan, we usually think of muscle groups when we think of massage. You know, we as dancers especially, we just talked about that. But is there a connection between joint health and mobility and massage therapy or body work? You know, I'm somebody that has I struggle with lupus, and when it's active, my joint pain is really it can get very bad and uncomfortable. So is that something that can help body work?
Absolutely. It can help in that, part of the body work that I provide is range of motion assistance and active and passive stretching. So you can almost think of it like lazy man yoga. Now, as a dancer, you typically are going to be far more flexible than the average person, but there's still going to be an element where going in and getting the body work will help with the joint mobility. It's going to help because it's going to improve your circulation. It's going to help because it releases endorphins and happy juice that just make you in general feel better, which is great during a lupus flare up. One of my closest friends.
Yeah.
So I definitely understand it. It would definitely help. It's a good thing to do because it increases your circulation. It helps to increase your lymph movement, which rids the body of the things that are causing the inflammation, which are causing the joint pain, and gets blood flowing to the areas that are restricted. So it absolutely will help. And if nothing else, a good therapeutic massage will just genuinely make you feel better. And that's always mental health is important during, health flare-ups as well. So
yeah, thank you.
Can you talk about active and passive stretching real quick? Ray, by the way, y'all, Reagan fixed my hip. I gotta tell this story. So she fixed my hip. That's how I found her. My fiance referred her to me and referred me to her because I had done something to my hip, and the doctor told me it popped out every time I walked, stood up, sat down, and the doctor said, you have to not turn your hip out. You need to be parallel at all times. And I was like, yeah, so I kind of dance. And that's kind of the whole foundation of dancing is turning your hips out. I wasn't supposed to sit on the floor like sit crisscross applesauce because that turned the hip out. He told me I just needed to stay parallel the whole time. And I was like, yeah, so that's not gonna work.
That's not even a solution.
That's not even a solution. No. Like who does that? So ended up with Reagan. Reagan fixed my hip. It stays in place now. Thanks, Reagan. Everybody appreciates it, but stretching was one of the things that she did. So, and I know that's probably a big thing that some of the listeners are going to be thinking about. What do you look for when a massage therapist or a body work therapist is going to be doing active and passive stretching? What does that look like?
So it depends on the type of massage that you get. I still do a standard table massage where you're undressed, either nude or in your underwear. So you're going to be, so for me, an active or passive stretch is going to be, uncovering one leg and I'm moving that hip. I'm moving that, I'm bracing my elbow is on your hip bone. That sounds terrible. It feels really damn good though.
It actually makes me want to go get body work done right now.
That sounds great. Yeah, I'm like,
I'm going.
But the elbow is bracing your hip bone, and I'm going to mobilize your hip. So that's going to be taking it in, whatever your range of motion is, to bend your knee, to drop it off of the table. And I'm going to have you, if you're still awake at that point, to help to breathe through that. And if I fold people up, I literally, Melissa will tell you, I'll have you on the table face down, but your knees are up here. And it's releasing that hip. And the thing about it is, because it's passive, and you're already relaxed and you're deep into your massage, it gets you a lot more motion in that hip than you get on your own. And basically it gets you into a prone Asian squat, which I can't do an Asian squat standing up. I mean, I can do it, but I can't get back up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what the difference is. And so that's the passive stretching, which is where I'm completely moving you. You're not doing anything at all. The active stretching is you're going to assist me. You may resist what I'm doing to give you a deeper stretch into the muscle. And then I also, have my clients to breathe along with it. And as you go into that exhale, you get that deeper stretch. And I always push people just a little bit further than they think they can go. And just that little bit of nudge is, I mean, it feels like a breath of fresh air. It literally is like, oh, I'm about to cuss again. Oh, yay. You know, so that's the difference, is it's just your, as a client, your level of participation in the stretch, but it's definitely I'm going to do it to your shoulders. I'm going to do to your hips. I'm going to do it to your ankles. I'm going to do it to your knees, anywhere, any area that you have. But for dancers, runners, is typically hips, lower back.
Yeah.
I'll spin y'all's leg out for parties, and you love it.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. It's true. If you're just joining, I'm Bree with Apollo here with my fabulous friend and co-host, Melissa McDaniel of Turning Point Dance Creations. We're chatting today with Ragan Brown, and we're talking about, does massage therapy reduce injury and improve dance performance? We have a lot of questions today, and Ragan is giving so much great information. So if you have comments and questions for Ragan as we go along, please pop those in, and we will make sure we get those answered by the end of the episode. Ragan, if there is a dance athlete who's trying to prevent injury to stay healthy and consistently perform at a high level, and they're, you know, they're putting together this ideal plan of training, right? And we're including mindfulness and breathing techniques and cross training and dance technique and all the things. Ideally, how much should they be receiving massage therapy, and what type of massage therapy should they be receiving almost as part of their training regimen and preventative maintenance?
To be perfectly honest with you, at that level, you really should be getting different types of massage in conjunction with chiropractic adjustments, I'd say on a week.
Yeah.
And you can mix it up. I personally have 3 MTs that I go to, and this is for work, you know, because of the type of job that I have. And I also am a leisure athlete. I do African dance badly. So, you know, it's terrible. My heart is in the right place. My feet are not. But, you know, for those things, so I have a massage therapist who is more, you know, sports medicine. You know, he's going to do the active and passive stretching. He's going to do the deep work. He's going to do the trigger point techniques. Going to, you know, fold me up and do all of those things. I also, because I'm an adult and I have a job and I have children and I own my own business, I have someone that I do go to for the relaxation massage as well. And then I have someone, because I have specific issues with wrist injuries and things like that, and she's just good at that, I go to her on occasion. So really, to keep it real, it's a matter of budget. But ideally, best case scenario, with that level of activity, someone needs to be touching you once a week. Someone professional needs to be touching you once a week. And you need to be doing self-care massage every damn day.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I'm going to skip ahead, Bree, because we're going to talk about chiropractor. But this is the perfect lead in. So there's people who are team chiropractor. There's people who are team massage, and those people are like, you don't go to massage if they don't know what you're doing. You don't go to a chiropractor. They're just what they call backcrackers. We don't do that. But what it sounds to me like, you're like, those work together.
Both.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, your bones can't work without your muscles. Your muscles can't work without your bones. So I don't know, I get on my soapbox about things like this, but the team this and team that is really just an offshoot of capitalism, because rich people don't have this conversation. They make their appointments and they go. You know, they do both. If it's financially feasible for you to do both, that's ideal, because your body needs, your muscles are going to be restricted and constricted, and that may cause bone and joint misalignments. But by the same token, bone and joint misalignments, standing on your hip the wrong way, turning out your hip as a dancer all day, every day when your doctor told you not to. I'm looking at you.
Yeah, because I ain't stopped.
Well, and I almost like, this is going down a really like dark, long road that we don't have time for, but I almost wish insurance would cover these things as well, because I can tell you, like, the reason I don't is because of budget, and because it's not feasible. By the time you pay everything else, you don't have money left over to be getting a massage every week, and then it's not covered by insurance. It's not care that is affordable at times,
Tidbit, it is covered by FSA and HSA for most
Okay.
companies.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
covered by that. But one of the things that we have issues with as dance entrepreneurs is a
Yep.
lot of us are 1099 contractors.
Yeah.
So we don't have access
That's
to
true.
HSAs and FSAs to be able to cover that.
That's true.
Unless we get married and go on our husband's insurance. Thanks, Dan. So those types of things, we don't necessarily have access to.
Right.
But
I mean, to be perfectly honest, it's really a matter of, and in this case by case, I'm not gonna say that, oh, you should be getting more massages than chiropractic, because honestly, it's gonna be about what your body responds to, but they do work hand in hand. As a matter of trying to figure out what your quotient is. Should I do more this or should I do more that? You have to try them both and see which one your body responds best to, and that's what you allocate more of your budget toward. But they definitely work hand in hand. I mean, it's all a machine, so you can't fix one part and expect the other parts to work optimally because someone isn't on that team.
LDWG Dancer wants to know, say what you said again. It's FSA and what?
HSA. So your health
HSA.
spending account and your flexible spending account. Now, don't quote me on that across the board because different companies have different policies. But in light of COVID and people working from home and corporations recognizing that stress is an actual real thing, more companies are definitely getting more flexible with the types of benefits that they will cover with those types of programs.
Now, I know, Ragan, we're going to go to the next segment in a second, but before we do, what about injured athletes? So people that are dealing with an injury, nursing an injury, is, you're kind of saying if you're active and preventative maintenance once a week, ideally we'd want to get a massage once a week and do self-care massage every single day. But what about somebody who is nursing an injury or dealing with, chronic pain, and trying to manage that and continue their training? Does that ideal schedule change in your mind?
Potentially. It could potentially change just in that you are going to be, say, for example, you're going to go from going once a week for an hour, like different. So one of the key differences between maybe a standard massage and a body work or sports massage is the duration of time. So a sports massage is going to be more focused, it's usually 30 minutes. You're coming in, you're fully dressed. So if you're dealing with an injury, you might not necessarily change the amount of time that you're coming, but you're going to change the type. So you're going to go to get a sports massage that's going to help you to recuperate those muscles, to rebuild those connections and get your muscles functioning properly. You'll just get a different kind, and it may or may not change your schedule. It just depends on what you need in that moment. But you still, if you are going to continue to dance, if you're still going to continue to try to perform at that same high level, you want to definitely change your approach. You don't want to just go get the regular relaxation massage. It's not going to meet the mark.
Right. So don't stop going, I guess is the question. Is there ever a time where, and I do want to come up with, do these comments. Nicole Jordan said, I needed this. Thank you, Nicole. So did I. She was talking about the chiropractic and the massage together. She really needed that for sure. And then LDWG dance flexology and medical massage, those being very, very helpful. Is reflexology part of massage, Ragan? Or is that a different thing?
Like modalities. So it's like ballet and tap. It's just it's a different modality. So reflexology is going to be an ancient Asian type of massage that focuses on specific points, is based on the belief that every point in your body is connected to an internal organ. Most people think of it as reflexology of the feet, but you can do the entire body. And so it teaches you that a certain point on your foot connects to your spleen, it connects to your esophagus, it connects to this. It's dope shit. I don't know how to do it. but it feels great, and it's wild to go get reflexology and have a little person poking on your feet, and you're like, wow, like my lungs feel better. And it's real.
Yeah.
You're like, you lying, you playing, but it does. Whoever said that is telling the truth. Absolutely.
Well, yes, Linda is wise at all times. So thank you so
Yeah.
much for bringing up reflexology. I want to talk about cupping since we're talking about different things, because you about this cupping life. She loves to throw some cups on me whenever possible.
I'm so curious about this because I have seen it and it blows my mind, but I've never done it.
Right. See, some people don't have seen it and are like, ugh, some people don't know about it at all.
It looks absolutely insane to me. I'm like, what? How does this help? But I'm so curious to learn.
So what is it, and can it help athletes with recovery and injury prevention?
Absolutely. So what cupping is, I'm about to get.
She loves some cupping. She's about to just let loose on us here. Look, she got some cups.
I got props. Okay.
Oh my gosh, you did? I want to see.
Okay. I almost want to take my shirt off now. Okay. So, I won't. Okay, so cupping. So there's different types of cups. There's wooden cups, there's glass cups. So, like many things, cupping has gotten whitewashed. You see it on Michael Phelps.
Yeah.
Right.
But cupping started in Asia. Cupping started in Africa, like everything. So the original cups were made out of animal bone. They were made out of glass. They were made out of like tree roots, things like that. So basically and I prefer the silicone ones. I prefer the silicone ones because, as I said, I do a traditional massage. So you're still on the table. So it's, I'm working on undressed areas of your body.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, when you think about a massage, think about pressure, think about ironing something. Let's think about specifically ironing silk. So you can iron it, but it's going to have still those little fine wrinkles. There's only so much pressure compression you can do. And think about, the buttons. You're going to have those little tiny wrinkles in between the buttons because you just can't get there. What cupping allows you to do, or the way that I describe it to people, is it's like the fluff. You go back and you fluff the shirt out after you've ironed it. So what I do is, I will go through a skilled therapist, will go through and touch your body first. They'll do what I call an assessment, which is basically the beginning of the massage. I'm going to go through, feel your body, look for areas of tension in conjunction to what you said, because what y'all say is never right, by the way.
But because
my left side hurts. No, baby.
Right. But how to different, like if we're telling you what we feel, how to go, this is what it really is, because you have the skill to do that, right?
Right. It cost my husband good GI Bill.
To get that skill.
Yes, to get that skill. So what I'll do is, I'll go through it and I'll assess your body. Then there's different cups, there's different sizes, there's different shapes, there's different textures. And based on what your body needs, I'll place that cup. Now, some of them, because of the level of suction that you feel, they don't move. It would be too painful. It would be uncomfortable. Cups like this one, I put them on you and I can move them around. The only way that I have ever been able to, as closely as possible, accurately describe what it physically feels like, because it does not hurt. Everybody thinks it hurts. It does not hurt. It feels like getting a hickey.
A really big one that moves around.
Giant one. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's and I say that to mean that and let me be clear, it's not a high school hickey, the big not red one. It was that person in college, that first one that knew what they were doing. It's that kind. It's that firm, gentle pressure on your muscle. That's the only way I can think of to describe to you what it feels like. Now, when you see someone that has a cupping mark, because it is not a bruise, let's be clear, it is not a bruise. What that is where the cup has pulled. I don't use the word toxins. I don't like that. But basically what it has done it has increased the circulation to that area because it recognizes that your body needs it. So you'll see The darker that a mark is, that's because there were injuries there. There was old blood there. There was old lymph that was, in the muscle fiber. Because again, you're thinking of it like a fluff. So when you think of your muscle, it's layers. There's the fascia, there's muscle fiber. Muscle fiber is like, what meat looks like, is layers. So what the cupping does after you've gone through with your body, with your arm and pressed, or your leg, or whatever you're using to perform the massage, this goes in and pulls all up. And so if that area has a lot of tension, it has had severe injuries, or if it's an area that you don't move because it's been stagnant because you've been injured, it's going to that's going to indicate how dark the line is, how dark that mark is. They're not bruises and they don't hurt. That's a very common misconception.
I assumed that it felt like a bruise. I did. I truly, because that's what it looks like when you see it. So that's great to know.
No, it doesn't hurt at all. It is just where blood, body fluid, old muscle fiber has come up to the surface. And so when you go and get cupped, it becomes critically important to, stay active, incorporate a little more motion into your habits over the next few days, and definitely increase your water intake so that you can flush all of that out. Just dancers, that shouldn't be hard.
Well, you'd be amazed. I got dancers who don't drink water at all.
Says me, as I really want to take a sip of this Diet Mountain Dew, but that's not
right.
my brand.
Right. You cannot talk about water intake and pull a Diet Mountain Dew up to your mouth. That does not work.
My God,
that does not work that way. So cupping, it definitely increases circulation. It can definitely help you move things that you may not want in your muscles out. Right. And also, I would imagine that, things that are compressed or tight, that fluff kind of makes them more flexible.
And also, again, going back to the concept of the buttons. So, there's not an iron alive that fits in between the buttons. Cupping is also ideal for areas that I can't press down on. I can't press down on your spine. I can't press down on your knees. I can't press down on your ankles. So when you've had a sprained ankle that is, still a little bit puffy or still a little bit stiff, and it can't take, that pressure. Take that, cupping is ideal because it will still get you that same surge of circulation, but it feels good. And it can give you that pressure in that area that you can't tolerate, either because it's bony or because it hurts. So it's just another tool that can give you relief.
Right. Yeah. Wonderful. So Ragan, we give homework here. We are like school. We ask our viewers to do one thing between now and the next show that's going to help them improve in this area. Take your advice, apply what it is they've learned. So what's one action you want our listeners to take between now and next week to incorporate massage therapy into their life even more?
I would definitely say massage your feet. Massage your feet. Because, going back to reflexology, and I know self-care and all of those things, there's not a lot of time or whatever the situation may be, but just 2 little thumbs of your own in the arch of your own foot.
It makes a difference. Yeah. It doesn't feel as good when you do it on your own
yourself,
feet as it does
though,
when
right.
somebody else is doing it for you. Do you have any tips on the best way to give yourself a good foot massage?
Hold on. Can you see my foot?
Really? Here you go.
I want to live closer to you so that we can be friends.
Oh, I don't know.
There you go. Now we can see
gosh.
it. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I really need 2 hands, but you don't want to use your nail. And if you have long nails, I'm sorry. But so you can use the pad of your thumb as well. But just getting in here. You see me? And
yeah, now I can. Okay.
So
pushing up
here on
toward
these
the
edges,
toes.
the edges of the arch of your foot, like just working that, because those areas get tight. Here in the arch of your foot, right here under, I'm so glad my feet are clean. Right here in the at the bottom of your toes. Those are high nerve areas. So if you can just get in and hook your own hand there, oh my God.
Wow.
I'm doing this tonight. I am doing this will be my Friday night present to myself.
And now this is the thing, everything with your body is about symmetry. So you got to do the top of your foot too. And that feels weird to people because it's usually
bony.
Yeah, and bony and weird, but you got to do the top too because you don't want to release the bottom and not the top. So
release the
same motion on the top of your foot. Get some lotion that smells good. Listen,
wow.
I mean, massage your feet, especially as dancers. It helps you because it's your tool.
Yeah.
It's your money maker, but it's a very easy way to feel ripple effect benefits throughout the entire body. And it's something you can do quickly. So if you just get some good smelling lotion and rub on those dogs.
I'm doing it tonight. I'm going to do that. Thank you.
You are very welcome.
That's fantastic.
Thank you so much, Ragan, for being here. We are just, wealth of information. We got to have you back. It's a party. Maybe next time we'll even have a drink.
I'm all for that, all of it.
We're on here. We need to start doing that, like wine parties here on
It's Friday. We can do that.
It's Friday. We can just, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. But Ragan gave you homework. We're going to give you homework. Take the Steps initiative. Bree is popping that in all of the chats now. YPAD certification, 25% off using code Apollo25. That's all caps. They have a number of certifications that you can get there. Please go see our friends at YPAD for that. Ragan's handles, Be Your After Wellness. Are those your that's your handle on Instagram, right? No,
everything is just Be Your After.
Be Your After. Sorry, I lied about all that. Be Your After. Find her. Absolutely amazing. Like I said, if you pay for the flight, she might come. So even if you're not in Charlotte, I done farmed her out of the cities and everything. But thank you so very much. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you, Bree. And this has been an amazing episode of Beyond the Steps. We can't wait to have you back, Ragan. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we're gonna be back next. Yeah, Ragan, you're awesome. We are. Let's figure out when we're bringing Ragan back, Melissa, for sure. But for those, we're going to do this again next Friday. We're going to be back on March 25th at 2 p.m. Eastern. So we hope you join us. I think Melissa's going to be out at competition. We're going to miss her. So it's going to be me, and it'll be a surprise what we're talking about. But before we go, I want to make sure you saw our news. Tune in to ABC Shark Tank on Friday, April 1st at 8 p.m. Eastern, or check your local listing because Paula is going to be on Shark Tank. So
Shut up!
I know. You know somebody's going to be on Shark Tank. Can you believe it?
I love it.
Yeah, it's for real. It's mind-blowing craziness. We just found out. So we're really excited to finally be able to shout it to the world. We got selected to air. So find out what happens on Friday, April 1st. We hope you tune in. Share it with the world.
You have a lot more money to afford me now, Bree.
I don't know. You're gonna have to see what happens. We are not allowed to say anything, but we do know that we are airing. So that is a wonderful thing. And that's on
great.
ABC. Shark Tank season 13. So mark your calendars, tune in, spread the word. We want everybody to watch. And we will see you next week. Until then, we hope you continue your journey beyond the steps. Everybody be well and have a great weekend.
Bye, everyone. Thank you, Ragan.